Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Spirit Rosewolf, and guess who recorded a 40-minute episode and forgot to check to see if their audio was actually working? Yeah, this guy. Well, on the plus side, we're back with some more Final Fantasy Tactics. It's been a while since I've done a session of this game. In fact, it's been so long that the new year has happened. It's 2024. 2024, baby! It's been a month since I've recorded a session of this game, and I'm kind of glad that my recording session just a few moments ago failed, because I have just learned something amazing about this game that I probably should have learned through the tutorial section, but I just couldn't bear with the tutorial any longer. So I was wondering, I got to the next battle of the game. It's somewhere in this part of the map. We're gonna get to that eventually in this episode. We're just gonna retread through stuff that I've already seen. But for the most part, I was wondering, like, you know, my characters aren't learning any skills. No one can use items. Ramza's the only one with the fundamental skill. Everyone else is grayed out. So what gives? Why am I not learning anything? So then I opened up the party roster. I was like, okay, how do I learn skills for characters? So I checked their menu, I pressed the X button, I looked at their job squire, and oh, look at that! There's a menu that tells me about the skills I can learn from a job, and it gives me the amount of job points I need in order to learn said skills. So okay, let me press the X button again. Doesn't give me the skill. Doesn't tell me if I want to learn it, doesn't tell me if I want to purchase it. Well, what gives? So I forgot. And this is something they taught me in the tutorial page, in the tutorial episode. If I press triangle, it gives me a whole list of things, like equipment, abilities. I can change my job. I can dismiss this unit. I can dismiss Ramza. Wait, what? I am a Beowulf. I cannot turn my back on all this. Okay, I was wondering what he would say if I press dismissed. Yeah. So we go to abilities. I can assign abilities to characters? I can give them the ability to use an item? I can let them know arts of war? I don't even know what this is. Enables the use of rend skills that destroy enemies and reduce attributes. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. Aim, look at that. That's cool. We have aim. But most importantly, we have items. We can actually use items now. But learn. I can teach characters skills now. Oh my gosh, I'm learning. that was literally my reaction when I opened this menu, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could teach them skills this whole time. And for some reason, the other jobs seem to have job points already attached to them for some reason. I don't know why, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, I am kind of glad that the recording sessions failed. So now that I can do this. Now I can go to Squire and teach Ramza something cool, like focus, or I can let him throw a stone. I could chuck a stone at people. I actually don't know what any of these abilities are. I didn't read any of them. Boost an ally speed. And salve is remove several status ailments. That could be useful. Maybe. Counter tackle. Oh, look at that. We can actually counter attack now if anyone attacks Ramza with a physical unit, or with a physical attack. One important ability that I want to get for all of my characters, though, is job point boost. Increase the amount of job points earned in a battle. This is something we should have gotten a while ago with Ramza. This is imperative for pretty much every single character, because we want to get as many job points as possible so that we can eventually get all of these abilities. So for Ramza, we got job point boost, and let's get another ability here. Chant is good, but now that we have potions, we don't really need to use it. So I kind of want to get focus. I want to get focus, but since we don't really have enough job points to afford it, I'm going to get stone instead so that Ramza can have a long range attack. And let's check out these other abilities. So we have the ability to use potions. That's important, because even though we can use items now in battle, we won't be able to use any of these items unless we get the necessary skills to use them. So potions and Phoenix Downs can be useful, but I don't think we have Phoenix Downs equipped at the moment. Oh, we could get re-equip. And it doesn't cost any job points for some reason. Treasure Hunter. I'm ashamed to call myself a treasure hunter. Discover items hidden on tiles upon moving to them. Ooh, okay. We don't necessarily have any movement skills, so this is fine for me. This is fine by me. Knight doesn't really have anything in the way of movement, and there isn't really many skills I can get with the amount of job points that it has. We can get aim 1. Carefully aim to strike for increased damage. Attack power increases with longer charge time. So this is when we start needing... This is when we start getting skills that make use of charge time. This is something that's going to be very important for spells, specifically our spellcasters. For Ramza though, let's equip all the stuff that we just got. So we're going to equip JP Boost and Treasure Hunter. And Metal is going to just be on there because, you know, it's part of the Squire class. And item is, you know, actually, because Ramza has, what is it called? What's the metal skill that he has? That Chant. That's the ability that sacrifices HP towards his allies. So he doesn't necessarily need items on him. We can actually switch that out for something like Aim. Aim can be decent. So Aim for Ramza is fine at the moment. So yeah, we're just going to go through every single character and finally teach them abilities. I am so glad that I found out this was a thing. I am so disappointed that I didn't know this existed until just now. And plus we can actually change our jobs. Yay! Now we no longer have to stay in these jobs that we don't really like. So obviously, let's get a JP boost for everybody if they can learn it at the very least. So it requires 250 job points. And unfortunately we can't really see how much job points characters have, so... Is there any way to easily find out how much job points our characters have made? Not really. Well, the thing is, Pally can at the very least get JP boosts, so that's good. And the thing about Pally is we are going to make them into a sort of healer unit mixed with a paladin-esque job class. So getting potion for them is important. Re-equip because it's free. And Treasure Hunter because it's there, and also, you know, getting free loot is important. Knight, can't really learn anything there, and I would spend money for aim, but I really don't want to, so Pally is going to be the one with item. And obviously we're going to have GP boost on everyone for as long as we can. Now let's check out the jobs. So in terms of jobs, we have the Squire, the Chemist, the Knight, the Archer, the White Mage, the Black Mage. And if you notice, some of these jobs are blackened out because they have requirements, similar to Final Fantasy XIV, I believe, where you need to level up a certain job to a high enough level in order to then unlock a upgraded job. Excuse me. So for White Mage and Black Mage, I don't necessarily know what we need to unlock. A warrior who taps into the powers of the divine using white magics to cast spells of recovery protection. Ah, okay, it actually tells us. So we need Chemist level 2. And Black Mage is Chemist level 2 as well. So we're going to have to level up Chemist if we want to move on to White Mage, which is something that I want Pally to do at some point. Probably not anytime soon, but it's there. These are both Chemist level 2, right? Yeah, so we need Chemist level 2 for both of these mage classes. You know, I wasn't really thinking about this ahead of time, so I think having Pally being a knight is important for now. We'll switch them to white mage later down the road, but for now, being a squire and then transitioning to knight will be important. Well, considering the fact that we already got the ability for squire, we can transition Pally into the knight class if we really wanted to. I don't think there's really any reason not to do that. Equipment optimized, yeah, and it automatically optimizes our equipment, and we can change back whenever we want. So that's pretty cool. And they retain their levels too. So we'll have Pally be rocking as the knight for now. I love the design of the knight. It looks so cool. And we don't actually have any equipment to equip onto Pally. Yeah, because they don't actually wear any clothing. Battle boots. We increase our movement. All are currently equipped. Okay, well, Pally's not really going to have any sort of armor, unfortunately, so that's fine with us. In fact, now that I think about it, armor isn't really important because there's no defense stat in this game. Your defense is specifically your bravery and your faith. Whichever is high, it also equals to your defense and also offense. Equipment just increases our evasion, if I remember correctly. So our evasion and our accuracy. So Pally is fine for now. Can we do anything in terms of Delita? Oh my gosh, we can actually turn Delita into other things. Really? Oh wow. He's a squire right now though, so I think I'm kind of fine with Delita being a squire. And considering these guys are guest party members, I don't think it's really gonna matter. Yeah, Argoth and Delita can continue to be squires, same with Ramza. I want to see how long we can build these guys up. For Ramza, yeah, the sprites are relatively the same for these characters, unfortunately, but it is what it is. For Spirit, let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to just cut out this section of the video. I'm just gonna teach everybody the jobs and the abilities and all that, and I will see you after the fact. So yeah, see you then. Okay, so before I show off everyone's new skills, we are actually going to turn Scar the Fox into a chemist. Now, I'm not actually sure what Scar the Fox, because he's named after a friend of mine, who is probably watching the series as it's being uploaded. I don't know which class you want to go with at the end of the game. We'll talk about it. I'll give you a list of the classes and you can decide which one you want. But for now, I'm going to try to make you become a black mage, because it occurred to me that we don't really have any black mages or magic in our team, so it would be nice to at least have someone know magic or be the magic user. So in terms of abilities that we can teach you or assign to you specifically, I don't think we have anything. Did we buy aim? We did not buy aim. We do, however, have JP boost on you, so that's good. We're going to give you aim 2, and then we'll give you aim 1, so that you can at the very least have aim assigned to you. And that's good. JP boost and treasure hunter are basically going to be on most of my characters. So, as a refresher, this is Scar. Spirit, unfortunately, did not have enough job points to get JP boost, but he will eventually. We'll just need to keep using him. Pally, who is now our knight character, Paladon, unfortunately does not get any equipment, but they do have a really good ability list. Delita and Argoth are going to be left alone, and Ramza looking pretty good right there. I'd say so myself. Maluki, actually, did we skip Maluki? Oh my gosh, I think I completely skipped Maluki. Oops. Yeah, I didn't teach you anything. Right, because you didn't get JP boosts. Okay, well we'll teach you this stuff real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much all you really need at the moment. We'll put items on you for now. Okay, so Our ultimate goal is to get JP boost for both Maluki and Spirit. The others are fine. We're just going to continue trying to develop our characters as much as possible. But now that I know how to actually do this, the game has just opened up so much more now. I now understand so much in this game. It actually feels really fun. It feels really good to get to this point. Alright, so like I said, I did a session before this, going through this story portion. So I already know what's coming up, but we'll just go through it anyways. I hear you were decorated for your first victory, Ramza, and this is a Dykard, Lord Dykard Beowulf, Ramza's half older brother. They sing your praise from on high. You do honor to our name, my brother, and to me.
I am glad.
Oh, you would not see that.
Well, it's because we already had the same song and dance before. I mean, I am... Forgive me. Your words do me far more honor than I have done you. No doubt word has already reached you, but the Marquis de Limbury's carriage was waylaid at the Marquis's taking. What have you a mind to do? What have you a mind to do?
I mentioned this in the Lost session, but the Shakespearean verbosity of every single character in this game is a little difficult to wrap my head around sometimes when I'm trying to verbally speak their lines. I've heard that the PlayStation 1 translation localized most of the speak to be much more tailored to the casual audience so that they could understand these characters a lot better. And I actually do have some interest to eventually go back to that version. But for now, it's kind of difficult to really wrap my head around some of these terms and the way these characters use these terms. It's not really something I'm familiar with because I'm not really that keen on Shakespearean folklore or just Shakespearean writing in general. I would say Old English as well, because it's also tied to that aspect. I have already asked Zalbog to dispatch a squad in pursuit. These brigands must eventually come forth to demand ransom. That is, assuming the Marquis yet lives.
What did you say? I beg of you, Lord of Beowulf, lend me 100 men that I might hurt the whoresons down.
Dude just fucking said whoresons in my Final Fantasy game. I checked before, but you know, since the session is gone, I will remind, this game is rated T for teen. I am surprised that they managed to get away with a term like whoresons, or whoresons, because we all know what that means. Square did not play around during this era. Did you really say that word? We're a T for teen game, you can't get away with this, Zarkov.
Please, my lord, grant me means to avenge my fallen friends.
Mayhaps your ears fail you. I said that a squad is to be dispatched. You are not a man of Galleon. Leave her affairs to those of us who are.
But my lord...
Do not assume to beg favors of me. Let me remind you, Argoth, lest you forget your place. You are but among sword. Or you are but another sword, not yet even knighted. Dude, not even a knight, he's just a fellow squire. The two of you will remain here at Irigros and serve among my castle guard. You needn't worry, danger is not like to visit these walls.
But I like my danger. Especially Delita. Delita loves the danger so that he could take it from me. And then gain the experience except for me.
My own house was once respected as highly as House Beowulf, you know. Grr. At least, until my grandfather was captured during the war. He turned traitor, thinking to buy his freedom with the lives of his friends. But his freedom scarce outlived his honor. He was not a dozen paces out of their gate when the dagger found his back. Killed by some common squire, no more knight than I.
Hey, it's my job class.
Not now, Ramza.
One of the men he betrayed later escaped and spread word of his misdeeds. My lord father would have none of it, of course, but he was the only one. Our bannerman deserted us, our reputation ruined.
Yeah, that is a huge disgrace for knights. Betraying your own kingdom, your own people, for the sake of your own safety. Only to then die immediately because your captors are, plot twist, not going to heed to your demands because you're their captive. Oh.
I suppose I had best remember my place. Your lord brother has no reason to lend ear to pleas from the likes of me.
Yeah, but you know, you can make something of yourself. You can be something better than your grandfather. You could step out of his shadow and eventually bring forth good reputations back to your family. I feel like that's what Argoth is going to eventually do in this game.
Delita,
Teatra.
Alma, Zalbag.
These are names I should know. No, I'm kidding. That is Ramza's sister. Zalbag is Ramza's half brother. Alma is his full sister. I think we met both of them in the flashback. And Teatra, I think, is supposed to be Delita's sister because they both have the same last name, Harold.
Ramza, you've come home.
It's been some time, hasn't it, Zalbag?
He's just completely ignoring me, okay. Well, as a female in medieval times, I am used to this. I heard about Garland. They say you made short work of those brigands.
Trying to figure out a voice for these characters.
Now you've truly the right to call yourself a Beowulf. Father would be proud. Thank you, Lord Brother. Ha! You certainly haven't changed. Gods forbid you show a bit of cheer on being praised.
No, just the same stoic face. The same stoic, beautiful face, Ramza.
And you, Delita, do not think your word of your deeds escaped our ears. Your sister's been so full of pride, I quite feared she might burst, in more ways than one. Worry not, my seams have held. Oh wow, I actually was serious about that. I'm glad to see you're looking so well, Delita.
And to you, have you settled in at school?
Yes, the others have all been quite kind to me. Would that we speak at greater leisure. Or would that we could speak at greater leisure. But there are duties that require my attendance. Rogues do not catch themselves. I understand. Good luck. Bon voyage.
I love the cool anime wave from behind. Yeah, that's how you know this guy's cool. That's how you know Zalbag is cool. You know, if the cape wasn't an outliner enough.
We received a note of ransom from the Corpse Brigade.
Nani? That's just Argoth. he would strike me as the type of person to just yell out Nani.
Something about it sits unwell with me. They are anarchists, to be sure, bent on bringing down the aristocracy. But they fancy themselves righteous, and prey only on the nobility and those in our employ. Would such as they truly kidnap the Marquis for want of coin? Why wouldn't they? They're not but common footlads.
Or footpads.
Okay, Argoth, you don't need to bring your fetish into this. One of the men I planted among them has not returned.
That's concerning.
I worry he may be caught up in something serious, but there are those who do not think some mere spy are worth a search party's efforts.
Which is why he's going to send in the ragtag team of misfits. The Squire Brigade at your service. And one knight. And one chemist. And one soon-to-be Black Mage.
Where was he last known to be? A merchant city named Dorter in eastern Galliant. Guarding a castle grows dreadfully dull, wouldn't you agree?
I like this, he's giving us an out.
You guys might want to go visit this place to find the spy who's very important to our investigation. Just a little hint there.
I like Zalbog. He seems to be very much on our side. Forgive us, Tircha. It seems we must be leaving sooner than we had planned.
Don't worry about me. Just take care of yourself. Make sure to kill more units before Ramza can. You'll get all the experience, right? Of course I will. Cut.
I will. Mind your studies. I'll be back before you even notice I'm gone. Aw. I love the little hug that they have. Despite being lowborn, I mean, I think it's the fact that they're lowborn, that they're so wholesome together. Let's be on our way. She cares about him very much.
Teacher puts on a brave face, but the truth is not as honeyed as her words.
Ooh, I do like sweet honey.
Ramza, please just listen. Please just stop being a himbo and listen for once.
What do you mean? Would Ramza be more... you know what, I'm going to save this conversation for when we're done with the cutscene.
She has a hard time of it at school. The others tease her for being lowborn.
Well, it is a school for the aristocratic, so... it was to be expected at the very least. Delita seems strong enough to deal with this type of bullying, but Teodra, probably not so much.
Forgive me, I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sure you have worries enough on your own, so please don't take this information as very stressful and have it be on the back of your mind while you're fighting and killing a bunch of enemies for the kingdom. Just forget about everything that I said. Goodbye!
I hate those people. The type of people who to just give you bad news and be like, oh, I shouldn't have told you this. This is gonna stress you out like hi heck. No shit, then why did you tell it to me in the first place? It's not a jab against Alma or anything. It's just, you know, real life. Those type of people. Or just that type of action in general can be very annoying. And you know full well what you're doing. You know what you're doing, Alma.
Tito will be alright. I'm here to look after her.
And there's not to worry about. But mind your own limits. You can't be responsible for everything. Your limit break can't carry us through the entire game, Alma. It's just not that powerful.
Says the brother who never fails to do any and all that is expected of him. Don't lose sight of yourself, Ramza, or your voice either, because it's starting to sound like my own. You needn't let your life be ruled by the fact that you were born a Beowulf.
But I always wanted to be a wolf. Awoo. Now you're starting to sound like mother. Also, what was that about me being a himbo?
I forget about it.
Oh, that's how you know this is a serious scene. When the wind blows her hair and clothes.
Ramza. I lied, you're actually not a himbo.
So, does Ramza classify as a himbo, or would he be a twink? I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to go through the game to find out. So, oh, we actually I didn't actually know about this. Iragros Castle has its own tavern, outfitters, and warriors guild. Well, you can't really get anything from the warriors guild at the moment, so let's go to the outfitters. Is there anything we can purchase for Palydon specifically? Ooh, Phoenix Downs. Ooh, piece of candy. Oh, look at that, a bowgun. Oh, that's cool. None of us can equip it, unfortunately. But that is pretty cool. The Escuchion. The most inexpensive shield available as expected. Its defensive abilities are lacking, but it does have something. Yeah, so knights can technically equip this. We have a bunch of broadswords. We don't really need more of them. What we do really need is leather helms. Yeah, leather helms we can give to knights. So we can purchase a leather helm and a leather armor. Or we could spend our money on the shield and then nothing else, because I don't really want to purchase anything else. We're good on potions for now, because the next battle's not going to be that difficult. I'll say that right now. So I think I'm going to spend money on the leather helm. and the leather armor, and then next time I will purchase the shield. Also, linen cuirass.
It's pronounced Kiras.
Who can equip that, by the way?
Knights, Dragoons, and Samurai.
HP plus 20, and the leather armor gives us HP plus 10. Wait. Oh, okay. The higher it is, the more expensive it is. I just realized that. So we might have actually been good with getting the bronze helm instead. But it is what it is. We already spent our money. So let's fit Pally with everything. All right, Pally, go to the changing room and put on some clothes, damn it. Put on some clothes, you hippie.
I'm afraid you haven't enough gil.
Oh, it actually tells us that we don't have enough gil to purchase anything anymore. I love the blurred out PlayStation 1 background of Ramza shopping. That's so cute. I love his little pose too. He has his like fist on his face, arm on his back, his other hand on his back, and it looks like he's arching out his waist. So it looks like he's in like a thinking pose, a very seductive looking thinking pose. Like,
I wonder what I shall buy here.
Ramza certainly has a lot of personality, I'll give him that. Alright, so before we continue, is there anything in the tavern that we need to know about? Any new rumors? No, actually. Okay. Oh, something that I want to note. Besides the fact that Ramza is still looking adorable in the background. And there's a guy who's chilling in the table in the front of the bar who's like waving his glass in the air like, waitress, waitress, another please. I love that. It's so cute. I love the personality in these backgrounds. I want to mention, I recently discovered that there is an official website where they hold, I'm not sure if it's a private server or if it's some sort of net play, but you can do rendezvous missions. Or I think it's melee missions. Yeah, melee missions. You can do melee and rendezvous missions against other players in Final Fantasy Tactics WotL. And I think that's so cool. I think after this entire series, this entire Let's Play series, I'm going to try to do this with a friend of mine. I'll just introduce them to Final Fantasy Tactics, and we'll do like a couple of melee missions. That sounds pretty cool. I like that. I like that someone's actually created a way to do it. All right, so I know today's going to be a bit of a short part. It's mostly just lore and stuff. But yeah, we are going to end it today. Tune in for next time where we continue with the plot. Now that we are at a place where I have finally discovered how to assign people jobs and give them abilities and all that stuff, I think the game is going to be much more fun and much more customizable. So look forward to that. And as a quick reminder, if you want to be a part of this series, if you want to be a custom unit, all you need to do is leave a comment in the comment section below, and we can talk about how we can add you into the game. I don't know how many custom characters I can have in this game, but we'll at least make you and consider using you. I'm gonna use you. Not in that way. Oh gosh. Alright. See you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Bye.